This is a real quick review of the kayak I just purchased about a month ago. It is the Future Beach Manor 10.4. I got this at Dunham's for $220. They're almost always on sale there. It's the first kayak I've ever owned. I've done very little kayaking up until this point. I'm certainly not an expert, but I just wanted to point out some of the things that I really like about this boat. Number one being the price. It's pretty hard to beat $220 for a kayak. Second thing I really like about it, and one of the reasons that I purchased it, was it's a fairly large cockpit. And we actually have two of these boats, and we have two little boys, and we've got plenty of room to stick a child in front of us when we kayak, which is really nice. And I'm in the process of installing this second seat, which is just clips in and can come in and out. It's one of my projects. It's an upgrade for the kayak. Another reason we really like these boats is they're incredibly stable, especially going with little boys who are constantly moving around and shifting and leaning in and out of the boat. It's nice to have something that's very, very stable. I'm sure you could flip this boat if you really tried, but I've leaned pretty extreme in this thing and not come anywhere near flipping this thing, which I find pretty impressive. I'm sure you probably pay for it by probably not the fastest boat, but I've been pretty impressed with it. I've done a little bit of lake stuff. It seems to track pretty straight. Like I said, it's definitely not a fast boat, but it does paddle pretty decent on a lake, and I've been down a couple rivers in it, and it seems to work really great on a river. So it's got two hatches. This front one's kind of funny because there's just really nothing there. I don't know if it's supposed to be cut out if you want to use it, but and then the back hatch is pretty large. Open this up. Opening's not so big, but there's a lot of storage space in there. I believe these boats will hold 300 pounds. I'm 200 pounds, so that leaves me plenty of extra weight for hauling gear. I'd like to do some long paddle trips where I'll be packing gear in these. I installed this rod holder. I don't plan on doing a ton of fishing out of this boat. If I do any fishing, it'll probably be fly fishing mostly, but I did just install that over the weekend. I think that was $15. Probably took me half hour to install. But yeah, I just think for a cheap kayak, very comfortable seats. Really impressed with the seats. And the reason we bought it is one of the cheaper boats we saw that actually had a foam, a foam seat, not just a plastic seat. So yeah, if you're looking to get a cheap kayak, that's kind of just a really good all-around kayak. I think this is definitely something you would want to look into.